What do I see when someone becomes a Trager practitioner, and do I see change in that person? Absolutely. We often think that we become therapists to help our clients, to help the people we're working with. And yes, that's absolutely true. But the biggest changes that come from the students within themselves. The people who learn this work learn to like themselves in a way that's different than they did before. Well, I've seen almost everyone who achieves practitioner status find more ground under their feet, find themselves as being much more present and much more capable of handling situations that are maybe a little uncomfortable, or situations that may take us a little bit out of balance. What we learn to do in this work is we learn to help our clients find balance. And it's impossible to do that unless we can find balance ourselves. So we learn to be grounded. And there's nothing better than that. If we can be here and we can be present and we can feel ourselves in space, then we can't live in some kind of a fantasy of, am I good enough? Am I doing it right? Does this person like me? Have I made a fool of myself? Have I, whatever kinds of thoughts that come up that take us out of balance. The other thing that I see in students as they come into this work is they begin to find a sense of joy. They begin to find some fun in ways that maybe they weren't able to do as often or as deeply or with as much intention as they can do in the work. One of the things that we do at every class on the last evening is we dance. And it's just a pleasure to see that last evening how much fun everybody is having. To be out on the dance floor with another man, particularly when it's a big, husky kind of a guy who never danced, and see him begin to open and play and have some fun with his own movement, with his own delight. And of course, I can do that for people because I've had exactly the same experience. I was terrified being in front of a group of people. And it took a long time for me to learn that if I get up and I'm being a little silly and a little foolish and having some fun, it took me a long time to learn that I'm not going to die, that I can have as much fun as anybody else. So to some extent, what the Trager work does is it breaks through that wall in which we tend to hold ourselves back a little bit. Those questions of, am I good enough? Disappear. They just go away. Of course, we're all good enough. Why wouldn't we be?